Hello viewers, update 1.42 has just dropped into Gran Turismo 7. Is it the worst update we've had in the game so far? Possibly. We're going to take a look. So of course I covered this on my second channel yesterday, just going over the details of the update, but we're going to go into a bit more depth here. So we know that there's 3 new cars, the Genesis, the Jimny, pretty cool, and the Bulgari VGT. So 3 cars, no new track in this one, sadly. Very sad to not see a new circuit in the game, but quite a simple update this one. Firstly, let's take a look at the 3 cars. So first up, we have the Suzuki Jimny for 18,000 credits. Quite an interesting car. I think this one will be quite popular amongst the Gran Turismo fan base. Next up, we have the Genesis Gran Turismo VGT. This was unveiled at the Gran Turismo World Finals in December. 1 million credits. However, there was a viewers campaign during the World Finals in December where you could get it for free. Saves me 1 million credits, always good. So the third car we have here is the Bulgari VGT, and this car is not available in the game unless you happen to have bought this watch. It was available for 1 day in December. Now thankfully they did actually hand me this watch at the Gran Turismo World Finals. So yeah, very nice case. So I do have the watch. So if you did buy the watch, you'll get a QR code, then you can download it. If not, then you have to wait till the actual release in February. So this could be the most expensive car that's ever been in any game ever, because you have to buy the watch and it costs £4,500 or like just under $5,000. So I got given the watch as part of a promotion, but they didn't actually give me the QR code. So I can't actually play the car at the moment. But yeah, that's the 3 cars that have been added to this update. And I think it's the main reason why this update isn't too popular, because 2 of the cars are VGT cars. VGT cars they're great for manufacturers and advertising. But as players, I think, well, you tell me, we probably prefer to have cars that we know and we have seen before. But yeah, that's the 3 cars. Okay, moving forward in the update, we have new World Circuit events, the Jimny Cup and the VGT Trophy, and some more cafe menus. So let's take a look at these. Cafe menus first. So in menu books, going all the way to number 50 is the Jimny Cup. And then of course you have to start the event. And that will then add the events into the World Circuit. So as you can see, we have one of the 3 events there. And these are the 3 events for the Jimny Cup. One at Horse Thief Mile, Willow Springs, Sardinia Windmills, and Lake Louise. We also have some extra menus, and these are for Nissan and for Dodge. And I just happen to have the cars already. So for Nissan, needing these 3 cars, getting a 6-star roulette ticket as a reward. So if you happen to have all the cars already, then it's quite nice to receive a prize for free. And for Dodge, needing those 3 cars, getting a 5-star roulette ticket. I'm going to cash them in now. Let's see what we get. I mean, you just know I'm going to get the coins. You just know. I'll take a gold bar, thank you. You just know it's going to be the coins. Okay, I'll take that. What is this? I don't even know what that is. It's a Zagato. I can't escape the VGTs in this update. So as we mentioned, new events here, Jimny Cup, but we also have a couple of Vision Gran Turismo Trophy events, one of which is at Monza. So the VGT Trophy was already in the game, they're just adding 2 more events to it, and those can be seen here. So we have Interlagos, Deep Forest, Kyoto already in the game, and then we've just added Monza and Tokyo Expressway. Let's just quickly jump into Monza in the new Genesis. So this is the new Genesis. Let's see how it performs. This is genuinely my first drive off the car. Up against all VGTs, of course. Now, interestingly, oh my god, it's got no brakes. It has got no brakes. Successful first corner there. So you tell me what your thoughts are on these VGTs. To me, they're kind of like... they're interesting to some extent if you're really into like car design and that kind of thing, but from sort of a car purist's point of view, then I mean they're not real. So I don't know how much you can really connect with this kind of car. But my feeling with this kind of car, the VGTs, is they can be quite fun experiments and quite cool to have in the game, but at the same time it's almost like it's really fun for the designer to get their car put into a video game. But as a player, I don't know how much I can connect with this kind of car. It feels okay to drive so it's not the worst thing in the world. But I mean, this grid, looking at all these weird cars that don't exist in reality, there is a sort of disconnect, I would say. I'm going into it in a bit too much detail perhaps, but perhaps overthinking it. I think most of us would probably prefer to have cars that we know and understand. I'm going to commit a crime here and drive in chase cam with a wheel. The police will be over shortly. Now, interestingly, at the front of the pack somewhere up here is the Bulgari VGT, so we can take a look at it when we come up to it. This car has definitely got a lot of power. It's not too easy to control. And actually, this is the new time trial. This exact combination, this car around this track, we'll jump into that in a moment. But yeah, this is not going to be an easy... Yeah, this isn't the easiest car to drive. It's definitely, as you can see, it snaps on power on the exit of corners. It is quite clunky and bulky, quite a long car. There's no question about that. So here it is. Jose Serrano there, driving the Bulgari VGT. He's clearly bought the watch. It's an interesting looking car. Oh my goodness. So that's the car you could have had if you had dished out £4,500 on a watch. Sadly, most of us will have to wait until February. But yeah, that is it. There it is. Oh god. Can you just go over all the chicanes? Well, I don't think I'm going to get a clean race, but you can do that. Just testing out the top speed there. The car actually has 8 gears, interestingly. There's definitely a lot of power in this thing. No question about that. And it's really good at taking the second chicane at Monza, as you can see. Amazing. It's so quick through there. And after all that, smashing the lap record, definitely did not cut all of the chicanes. Interestingly, the Bulgari aluminium car started on pole and it dropped all the way down to 7th there. So as I mentioned, within sport mode, we have a... Oh, just collect my prize. Lovely, thank you. We have a new time trial, and that is the race we just did, essentially. I'm going to see if I can get gold in 1 lap. So I've failed. I could not get gold straight away. One more attempt, 1 more lap. Okay, that's just about a gold. I'll leave it there. Whilst we're in sport mode, we now have a final event for the Nations Cup. So this was left blank until today, after this update. And round 4 is now going to be the Jimny around Lake Louise. So it'd be rude to not give it a go, wouldn't it? It does, of course, require snow tyres. And here it is, in all its beauty. So this is the short version of the circuit. Now this was the last track to be added to the game. I suppose we can talk about that here while we just have a go in this car. I'd say, for those of us who play GT Sport, I think we'd probably be a bit underwhelmed with the update so far. I think this could be a whole video on its own. But let's not forget, these updates are free, and most games don't get constant free updates all the time with content added. So I have to be thankful to some extent. But compared to GT Sport, at least, I think GT7 definitely has had a different trajectory in terms of the content added. It seems like GT Sport added a lot more tracks and cars compared to what this game has. I think in terms of circuits, this game has had Watkins Glen, a new Spa configuration, new Nürburgring configurations. We've had Lake Louise. We've had Road Atlanta, Grand Valley Highway 1, and Catalonia layouts with the Rallycross circuit. So, what's that, 6-7 circuits? Some of them are just configuration changes, which aren't really much different. But I think that's something we were probably hoping for with this update. When we saw the silhouettes last week, and you see that they're going to be 2 VGT cars and the Jimny's quite cool, but the 2 VGT cars are not always going to be the most popular. I don't really play too many other games these days, so I'm not really sure what the other games developers do in terms of how they add content to their games. You know what? I wouldn't even mind if Polyphony said, look, we're going to create a track pack, loads of classic circuits, we're going to add 4 classic tracks and then 10 cars, and you have to pay £8 for it. I wouldn't even mind that. So I wonder if they'll change their philosophy on that. Probably not. I think they're quite set in their ways of this is how it's done, and we're not really going to deviate from that. I'd love to know your thoughts, guys, on the update overall, on the philosophy of Polyphony and of Gran Turismo and how it all works. So I think, to be fair, Gran Turismo has never truly been about having the up-to-date, latest race cars in every category. And so yes, I mean, I would love to have a brand new set of GT3 cars added to the game, maybe even the hypercars that have been racing this year and last year. But are we going to see that? I don't think we will. Not all of them anyway, and not anytime soon. That just isn't the overall philosophy of Gran Turismo, and it never really has been. Anyway, that's enough of this. Smash Jimny. Get wrecked, Jimny. Still a couple of seconds to be found, but yeah, this is Nations Cup round 4. Could be quite a messy one. Could be quite interesting. We'll see on Saturday. So next up for this update is engine swaps in GT Auto. So a list of another set of cars here, which you can swap engines into, including the Toyota Alphard Executive Lounge. What a car. Here is my Toyota Alphard Executive Lounge. 850,000 credits. Is that worth it? I mean, it's already quite a powerful cop. I've got to do, haven't I? That is a massive waste of credits. So I've entered the car into a drag race with the new LFA engine. Let's see how it performs. Oh, he's coming back. Get in there, Lewis. Get wrecked. That's not as fast as I thought it would be, but it is cool nonetheless. So a quick one here. Scapes, they've added a couple of other locations, and that appears as such at the top of the Scapes menu. Rotate the camera vertically. So essentially you're taking upright photographs rather than landscape. And motorway rest area, our favourite locations in the world, featuring some of the finest service areas in Japan, which is just beautiful. In other news, if you head over to this guy, GT Engine, GT_fan7 on Twitter, it can be seen that there have been BOP changes in the game. So Group 3 we're looking at here. So the cars are going to be performing differently now in Group 3 compared to before. Interestingly, in Group 4, we have the Mazda 3, which is been ridiculously fast, especially if you did Daily Race B this week, and you'll know that that car is basically a Group 3.5 car. It's so fast, has not been nerfed. So update 1.42, is it the worst update we've had? It's very possible that it is, but at the same time I'm thankful that Polyphony are still updating the game. I just think that they're going to take us on a roller coaster of emotions, as they always do. I mean, they could come up with an absolute banger of an update next time round, and then we're all kind of, oh, okay, I'm sorry what I said last time. So that could be the case. I don't know. As long as they keep developing the game and they keep adding things into it, then great. I really think there's so much more potential for GT7 that isn't quite being realised, especially with the cars and some classic circuits and that kind of thing. And sport mode could really have a bit of an overhaul. So there are quite a few things that they could improve. But I want to know your thoughts, guys. Thank you so much for watching this one. Get yourself subscribed. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.